Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. G'day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, it's been a while that we haven't really been updating in regards to the Business Innovation Investment Visa and also the Global Talent Independence. So why not have receiving numbers and numerous inquiry and comments, questions, emails, basically asking what's going on and what's going to happen. And we are looking towards 2023. What's going to happen in 2023? Well, it's an exciting moment, isn't it? We just been through, a century COVID-19 pandemic for 2 or 3 years. Finally, all the borders open, and Australia has welcomed a new elected Labor Albanese government, which has done a lot of things. They went through a job and skills summit. They raised and increased the annual quota from 160,000 up to 195,000. But recently, they have dropped and decreased the quota for the Business Innovation and Investment and also the Global Talent Visa. So what's going to happen? Are they going to close it? There has been a media and interview on the Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill in regards to potential remove of the SIV visa. So what's going to happen? Anyway, in this video, we're going to talk about that and my prediction and what I foresee will be coming. So, all right, let's jump into what we're gonna probably have been familiar with this web page, but I need to go back to this one because why? Well, it does show the numbers. The number does tell a lot of information here. So what's happening with this particular table? Obviously, we're not going to talk about skill migration. We're going to talk about, but unfortunately, the Business Innovation Investment and Global Talent are within the skill migration anyway. So the total number, as you can see, has been increased from 160,000 up to 195,000. That's a good part for most of the visa applicants. But for people who want to invest, or people who has global talent, what's happening here is that they have dropped dramatically. So for example, the 1AA visa used to be 13,500, dropped down to 5,000, and the Global Talent Independent used to be 15,000, dropped down to 5,000 as well. Now, why did the government, the newly elected government, didn't they all talking about they want attracting, high yield, high caliber or highly skilled people? Yes, that's the aim and that's the goal for the government of Australia. But why did they drop those one? Well, people would say, some media reports say, oh, people with the investor coming in, they do not contribute to the economy. Well, I think that's a totally wrong statement. Now, first of all, investor coming to Australia, they invest. Of course they invest. They create jobs. And they have a much bigger and better purchasing power or spending power if they spend money and purchase stuff in Australia. Obviously, there's GST counted in there. There's more incentive and tax payable to the government. So in regards to a statement, there has been a lot of people saying, well, these people do not contribute to the skill. Well, but they come here, they invest, and obviously there's a business going to be born and more employment will be required. It's good. So I don't know how that statement actually come from. So I don't think in any modern countries around the world they will likely shut down the investment program. So the 1AA Business Innovation Investment Visa is likely to continue. That will be my predictions. And what about Global Talent? How did they drop that one? Didn't they say they want more talented people who come to Australia to work? Does this visa actually giving away permanent residency and these people won't contribute to Australia? I think that's a wrong statement as well. First of all, now how on earth would Australia actually attract those high-tech semiconductor and also space tech people? I mean, these people perhaps their age is probably will be higher than the traditional skilled migrants. And if you really rely on the young skilled people, how can they actually contribute to space tech? How can they actually contribute to a high-end semiconductor or high-end agri-tech stuff, which requires vast experience and portfolio people around the world? So I think global talent visa is still way to go. Now, question here is, why did the government drop the numbers? I think the answer is pretty clear. It's not that government don't want it. If they don't want it, they will just shut down the program straight away, right? I think the answer to this question is obviously the newly elected government is looking to solve the backlog issue. Remember, we have 1 million visa application when the Labour government inherited from the former government. They need to resolve that. Then also they need to resolve the skill shortage. Now, for sure, for those business innovation investment and those global talented people, they do not have those eager and urgency required to actually come and arrive in Australia and start being employed. They're not like chef. They're not like the traditional accountant or traditional engineer or the ICT tech people, and you name all type of other professionals. They do not have those urgency required to come. So in order to solve one thing, the backlog, and the second thing also the skill shortage, obviously they have shifted those quota to, as you can see, to most of the general skill migration. In the skill independent, obviously over the weekend I've done a video, skill independent visa actually used over the quotas allowed that they planned for. So they probably had taken a lot from the employment sponsor and a lot from the regional and a lot from the state and territory nomination. But anyway, who knows? I think the government is doing the right thing. They are on the right track in resolving those issues. So in 2023, what's going to happen with the BIIP program, the Business Innovation Investments, and also the GTI Global Talent Independent? Now, my prediction is that they will continue for sure. They probably will be some shift and adjustments for the BIIP program, so the 1AA visa, especially they have been talking about removing SIV. Whether or not they're going to remove it, I don't know, because there has been a lot of lobbying and lobbyists from the financial sector, especially those one with the public listed companies. They dealing with a lot of funds. They really liked the program. What happened if they shut it down? So I don't know what's going to happen. And for global talent, I don't think there will be any much adjustments in global talent, but moving towards to the second quarter after Easter break, I think the number will increase. And for the upcoming financial year, I suspect and I predict that the global talent annual quota will increase back to the previous. I think will be around 8,000. 7,000 to 8,000 will be a fair mark to go, and will continue to attract more general skill independent visas by way to actually also promote international education as well. So that will be the video today, just to give you a little hints. A lot of people has been weary and worried about what kind of foresee for the future plan for 1AA visa and the GTI. So today here is the answer for you. And should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.